G'day trendsetters, John with Gravel Cyclist coming to you today from Curve Cycling in Melbourne, Australia. Joining me is Rhino from Curve, and he's going to give me the rundown of the company, and this is his likeness. Look at that, what a handsome fellow. Enough my jibber jabber, let's get him on camera.
How's it, Oaks? G'day, you cracking humans, the thousands of viewers from around the world that tune in on a daily basis to Gravel Cyclist. Today, we're at Curve Cycling in Melbourne, Australia, one of the pioneering adventure cycling brands in the world. Let me talk to you a little bit about Curve.
He wants the camera, isn't he?
Come on over. Curve was kind of essentially born from the premise of adventure, and we were four guys in a shed making wheels. We started pioneering our first ever mold, which was essentially then to take on the greatest gravel ultra in the world. Do you know what that is?
Tell us, please.
Do you know what that is? The Tour Divide. So Jesse Carlson took on the Tour Divide with our first ever 29er rim, and it went down in history as one of the greatest rims ever to race the Tour Divide. He got clubbed by lightning halfway through the race. It turned into a mythical tale of adventure. The exit of this lightning bolt pierced through the tire, and we had to run this thing on the rim through a rock garden for hundreds of kilometers to find another bike shop. Jesse was calling the bike shop going, listen guys, I don't know, I'm currently in second, Michael's just about to set a record pace, I think my race is done. And the bike shop was like, mate, I don't even know if you're going to make it here. So off he went, off he trundled. It was pretty much this rim. And I mean, look how great it looks after that race. What they found at the bike shop was like, oh, it's going to be delaminated, it's going to be an absolute mess. They just put a tube on, a tire on, sorry, inflated it. Jesse came second. We then went on to roaring success with that 29er rim and started making, a couple years later, some titanium bikes to support those adventures. So Curve as a brand kind of started off wanting to pursue all of these wonderful races around the world. Then we started putting on our own races because Sarah and Jesse both then took on the road ultra, the Trans-America. Jesse and Sarah both rode our first like very old classical kind of Belgie discs back in the day. This was Sarah's. And Jesse ended up winning the Trans-America on our first ever like road disc machine, which is pretty cool. And that's how it sort of grew. The brand itself added new lines and new models to our kind of different categories of bikes. Pretty much just to go and pursue different races and adventures. And then out of that, our first like true gravel machine was made. So we've got, I mean, our engineer's been playing around with anodizing, and he's made this beautiful kind of anodized Kevin for me. And we've got a steel variant to our right there as well, which is essentially bikes designed for another gravel race that we were going to put on in South Africa and through Namibia, which is this guy called the Rhino run. So you can see we start in Plettenberg Bay, go around through the Western Cape, through to Stellenbosch, and then up through the Cederberg and then into Namibia. So these are the kind of adventures that we love going on. It's just kind of the great outdoors and experiencing, you know, a new culture, a different place to ride, and that's kind of why Curve started. Back here at Curve Cycling, Melbourne, Australia, with my main man, the gravel cyclist. No one can pronounce his surname, so we just call him Jom. Jom, meet Kev. Jom, Kev, Jom. Kev is essentially a gravel cross racer. As you can see, he's got a bit of a monster Eagle cassette. We call it Feagle because it's Force Eagle by SRAM. Our good mates very kindly gave us a couple of group sets to play around with what we think is the ultimate gravel adventure bike, but also a Swiss Army knife. So you can run it on the road. You go 700 by 32, maybe you go 700 by 40, or you go party mode, 650B by 2.2, maybe 2.25, depending on your preference for party or adventure. So he's set up in 1x11, 1x12 actually, sorry SRAM, with 500%. So you've got a 50 all the way down to a 10. This is a demo, so if you're in town and you want to come and meet Kev, please feel free. You can run him mechanical or electronic. You've obviously got the internal wiring loom to run Di2, or you can run Axis, or you can run mechanical. He's quite versatile. So that's Kev. Oaks, I forgot to tell you, Kev is actually made out of Thai, but we do also make him out of steel. Columbus, if you're looking for a steel machine, and Thai is grade 9, 3.5, 2AL. Probably the most comfortable gravel bike you'll ever ride. Oaks, you've met Kevin, but now Gravel Monster Cross Plus. What's interesting about this? Completely redesigned fork. We're no longer making Monster Cross bikes with a 100mm suspension corrected rigid fork. We've made our own fork, designed around our own frame to fit 3 inches of happiness. And our frame sets come with our own bar, the Walmer bar, the widest drop bar in the world.
That's we're going to cover in a separate video.
We will not talk about it too much because we're in the future right now and people are confused. But this is a sneak peek for the gravel cyclist because, as you know, he brings you the best content from around the world before Cycling Tips gets it. So, what's happening today? GMX Plus. This is a small. No one has designed a Monster Cross bike that can carry 9 liters of water and keep the main triangle for bags and liter bottles. So we've got liter bottle here, liter bottle here, liter bottle here, liter bottle here, liter bottle here. Many things that you can put here. We've got rocket pooches that we've designed ourselves with the boys at the Crumpler. I think Gravel Cyclist covered it in a previous edition, again before Cycling Tips and GCN got hold of it. Then we started putting another 1 liter bottle here, or you can put rocket pooches here, or you can put a rear rack assembly, and then another anything rack up the front. You know, and then you've got the opportunity to just ultimate cush, go through the desert, go through the bush, wherever. This thing's going to take you there. Oaks, Belgi Disc V3. This started life, as you probably heard, racing across America and then across Australia. It was our classic road bike that started life as a classical rim brake design, then moved over into the disc world. It's running Force Axis 22. We're also testing some new carbon spoke technology, but we're not sure about them. They're still in testing, but as it's Gravel Cyclist, we thought we'd let you know, bringing you the up-to-date content before anyone else. This little guy is essentially our road aggressive crit machine. And we make an exactly the same Geo, but with a collaboration of another wonderful Melbourne brand called Bastion, which is the Belgi Air rather than the disc. And Bastion roll their own carbon and they 3D print their titanium topper and they bond it into our beautiful frame. And this is Steve's bike. We released the Air in celebration of Steve's birthday. He turned 40, and when he turned 40, he was like, "Do you know what? I'd really love to make an integrated carbon seat post classical race machine." And Bastian, we make forks for a lot of manufacturers around the world because we produce so many forks for our own frames. We've been working with Bastian on making road disc forks, and we also produce rims for other frame builders around the world. We've been working with those guys for quite some time. This is a wonderful partnership of togetherness, where brands can come together and actually work on a beautiful project. And I think we need to see more of that in the industry. So if you want to come and have a chat to us about a design or working together on a collaborative effort, let us know, because this is the product of doing just that. All right, guys, one other thing we wanted to talk about, rocket pooches right here. This is probably the most adventurous pooch you'll ever take out into the field. Come over here, my good man. This is my business partner, Adam.
Hi, everyone.
So this is the rocket pooch. This is the rocket cage. It's titanium, rock solid, and you buy them as a pack. So they come together. Adam actually took these and we tested them, because that's what we kind of really enjoy, real world testing, rather than just sort of put it on a stress test in some factory. We actually tested these for a year. We designed them with the boys from Crumpler. They set up a company called SoftServe. So again, another little collaborative attempt to make the world a better place through cycling and adventure. It has like 4 different mounting points. So you've got a little sleeve on the back here where she sits in like that. Then at the bottom, she just hooks in nice and simply, and then on both sides like that. These are 4-liter bags. They're completely waterproof. I'll just get underneath here. All right, she's on. Rockets are loaded. Stuff the pooch full of goodies. You can put, because it's essentially a dry bag, you can put like sleeping kit, put another set here, and you can put all your warm kit. Then on the sides, you can put like oil, you can put credit cards, sunscreen, and then at the bottom, you've got a little tool roll. So you've got the options to, again, run maybe another set of plugs, because obviously everyone's running tubeless these days. You're going to run maybe some sealant in there, and then maybe a toolkit. Who knows? Adventures, whatever you make it, you're only limited by your imagination. So that's the rocket pooch. He dropped the chain, but the pooch is still on.
And Gravel Cyclist has one in for review, so watch this space.
As you can see, we have a lot of fun here at Curve.
Heaps of fun.
Tray fun. But in all seriousness, Gravel Cyclist, John, you're a big legend. Thanks for coming to see us and bringing the cycling community to our humble little abode here in Melbourne.
Come say g'day.
Yeah, if you're in Australia, if you're visiting,
come have a beer.
Come have a chat, or we can make coffee too. We've got a great coffee machine. Our friends from Maker, just down the road, they're a little roastery, and they donate tons of coffee so that we could feed the cycling community that come and join us on adventures. And yeah, if it's Friday afternoon, you're more than welcome to come and join us for a beer as well.
Yeah,
or just come for a ride. Thanks for coming and saying hello. And yeah, drop us a line if you want to know more.
Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos as they are released to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.